Hey, Mr. Yoki here, and I wanted to share a quick video with you about an issue that could be really important to some of us, which is um, harmful ways of thinking or unhealthy ways of thinking. And the reason I want to talk about this is because right now we're spending a lot of time at home, self-isolated or self-quarantined or whatever. And it's easy for us to spend a lot of time on social media, which is a good thing. And, social media is great, but at the same time, we spend a lot of time looking at what other people are doing and seeing what other people are doing and have, and sometimes that can cause us to think in unhealthy ways when we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people and our situation to their situation. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And I wanted to use a demonstration to show how to move from possibly an unhealthy way of thinking to a more healthy way of thinking. Okay, so I'm going to use this board to show that. So imagine that you are, and you may actually be dealing with this, I don't know, but imagine that you are just kind of sad, from day to day because of a lot of things going on, and you see what other people have or how other people look on social media, and you're at home, and it's easy for us to kind of get down because we can't normally go out and do things that we typically want to do or see our friends and that type of thing. So let's just say, you're kind of dealing with some sadness there, and over time that can become, a big issue. It's not wrong to feel sad, but if that's a continual thing that starts to get more like into depression, then yeah, that's a more unhealthy, or some people say maladaptive, way of thinking. So, you move from this to a more healthy way of thinking or feeling by trying to change the way you think. And that's easy to say sometimes, and we fall in the category of telling somebody, oh, just be happy. Well, it's not that easy, especially if we're really sad a lot. So it takes steps, right? So the next day, maybe instead of focusing on being sad, what's making you sad, focus on what you are thankful for, possibly. Right? Now, what I want you to notice about this, we can still kind of see sadness in there. We can still see where it was smeared. I can even still make out some of the letters. I can read thankful easier, but I can also still see sadness. So the next day, what do? Well, focus again on being thankful. What do you have to be thankful for? What are some things that you appreciate? What are some things that make you feel happy that you're glad to have around you? And you do that the next day. It's a process. It definitely is a process of trying to do that each day and trying to focus on that. And it's not always easy, but the more that you continually do that, the more habit that you create out of changing your thinking, it's very hard for me to see sadness now. I'd really, I don't even know that I can actually make it out. But the point of the demonstration is obviously that when you create a habit out of thinking a different way, and each day you get up and you think differently, it can help. It can help train us ourselves to think in a more healthy way. And that can go with anything. I chose sadness, and by the way, just as a disclaimer, if you may be struggling with clinical depression or something, then this is not that, a lot of times that's related to chemicals, in the brain, and medication may be necessary and things like that. So don't think that this is a tool to try to get over actual clinical depression. This is more of a, seasonal sadness thing, or situational sadness, which many of us could be dealing with. But this can go along with, I don't feel pretty enough, or I think I'm ugly, or I think I'm dumb, or whatever unhealthy ways of thinking you might be dealing with. This is just a tool to help us, think more healthily about ourselves. This can also go along with, the situation that we're in right now with thinking, well, I'm stuck at home. Well, maybe think more about each day. How am I safe because I'm at home? We're running out of, we won't have enough supplies. We're running out of supplies. Instead of thinking that each day, think of, okay, we have what we need now, and I'm going to use them wisely. So use this if you need to, and hopefully it'll be a help to you. Thanks for watching.